yes if you can hear me okay. Are they okay? They can hear?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So I'm just gonna wait a couple of seconds. People are still trickling in. Yeah, we're okay? Okay. So we're gonna start the webinar. Thank you for being here today. Amidst all this scenario that we're dealing with the coronavirus. I hope everyone is stays safe, practice, the self-isolation or distancing, so we can keep ourselves, our family and friends, everyone safe. And in due time, we can get back to work and get our salons and spas picked up.
Someone says they can't hear you, but it's probably on their end.
Okay, someone said they can't hear me, but just check to see if your volume is on. Sometimes you could have it on mute because I think everybody else said they were okay to hear. So just check your settings just to make sure. Are they okay?
I can't hear or see.
Is this one person or?
I can't hear anymore.
Oh, so people can't hear anymore?
Someone says good, yes. If someone can hear, ask them to refresh.
If you can't hear, just refresh again your page. If you've already done, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear. If not, then just refresh.
Okay, if you cannot hear, refresh your page. Otherwise, there are some people who can hear and some people who can't. So also check your settings just to make sure.
You had that problem.
We did?
You had that problem.
Oh, with you?
No, you had no sound.
Oh, with me because I had it on silent. Yeah, I had that problem with me where I was trying to watch a webinar and my settings on my laptop were on mute. So just check to make sure it's not on mute, and then yeah, we're good. Okay, so I think everybody can see and hear me now. So as I was saying, for the ones that didn't get a chance to hear, I just wanted to give my greetings. If you don't know, my name is Chrissy. I am the North America head trainer for Reflecticil. So, but I also wanted to wish everybody, safe health amidst this scenario that we're dealing with right now with the coronavirus. We want to stay healthy, safe, keep, practice our social distancing, stay at home. If we're unwell as well, keep away from people. We want to keep ourselves, our family, our friends safe. And we want to be able to resume back to the salon and spa when we can. Sorry.
Is your computer on?
Is my computer on? Yes. You can hear an echo? Oh, someone say they can hear an echo, but not my webinar.
Yours is off?
I don't have a webinar open on mine.
Mm-hmm.
I just have my presentation like we did for preempt. Sorry, guys. Is it just one person said there's an echo?
Yeah, no echo.
Okay, it's okay. Sorry, technical difficulties. Okay, I was gonna say, guys, I wish everybody health and safety, and when we can get back to our salons and spas, we can offer what we're talking about today, our brow lamination. So we can start getting into the presentation. So as you see on the first slide, we're going to be talking about brow lamination or brow lift, as you can call it as well. And this is our 2020 trend. Just give me 1 minute.
Keep your questions to the end.
Oh, this is what I want to also mention is if you can also keep all your questions to the end of the presentation. We'll spend some time on answering all the questions as well. There was something else you wanted me to tell at the end. I forgot what it was, but as well,
sure.
There will be a feedback form that's going to pop up at the end of the presentation. And if you can please fill that up, it's very important to us as well to know that the webinar went well. What was your feedback? But also you are automatically entered into a draw. Okay, so we'll get to that slide. So stay through the whole presentation and stay till the end to do that feedback form so you're entered into the draw. And we'll give you more information about what's for the draw. Okay, so we're gonna start with our presentation. So the second slide that we'll get to right now is the trend, which is beautiful brows. We can see it's always been, to emphasize the brows, to give us the shape, to frame our face. And now we see that bigger, fluffier, presentable brows are the trend now, but also individually having those hairs, each individual hair set up so you can see all those hairs and make the brows look thicker, more volumed, more fluffier, as we say. Okay, so that's the trend right now. The brow lift. When we go to the next slide, it tells us, lets us know a little bit that everybody wants them, but few of us have them. What is that? Beautifully defined, full yet natural looking brows without any painful treatments of permanent makeup. So we can, we had the microblading that took its force into the beauty industry and still does well, but from some feedback of some infections happening or not the proper shape being given and stuff like that, people are kind of like drifting away from the microblading. And now that the brow lift or the brow lamination has bloomed forth with it, people are seeking out this service. So it's taking so much demand right now. So as we said, you can make your brows look fuller, thicker. Each individual hair, you can see it stand out by just doing a brow lift. Okay, so the new brow lamination trend creates more volume, stability, and fullness. So the service, the new brow lamination by Reflective Soul service breathes new life into eyebrows and course the brow hairs into an ideal shape that will last and last. So you can actually move around those hairs and shape them to the area that you want them to flow as well. So you can make them stand up straighter up to create more length. You can give them more of a straight to a bend to create a little bit of a rounded look, but the hairs are now going to stay into the position that you are applying them to and will last for several weeks in that position. So that's awesome to be able to do that with the brows as well. So use the Reflective Soul eyelash kit or the Reflective Soul eyelash curl kit to define the lift brow. So both of these kits will be dual for your brows and for your lashes, because all you need from these kits are the solution, the bowls and the brushes. The 70 permanent setting solution works in just 13 minutes and can be used in 9 simple steps. And we'll go through the steps. Same timing as your lash lift, but we can go sometimes a little bit less on the brows, between 5 to 8 minutes for the first solution. You can leave it on depending on the thickness of the brows. The other thing I was going to mention is that these kits that are now dual for brows and lashes, I know you might be watching a lot of social media out there, a lot of other videos of how they are doing the service. There is such thing as they put a saran wrap over their brows to keep them sticking up. So in our kit, as it was tested and tried, you don't really need the saran wrap, but if you do want to, these are extra supplies that you will have to buy. Otherwise, with the solution, the setting solution, and the neutralizer and the brush and the bowls, you're able to achieve this look on your brows. I've done it 3 times with the Reflective Soul Lash Lift Kit, loved the amazing results, and had amazing feedback from it as well, okay? Especially when you tint them afterwards as well, you emphasize them much more. So lash lift kit and curl kit, 2-in-1 as I mentioned. So practical, doable, double use for lashes and brows, works fast in just 13 minutes, versatile results for unique styles. What are these different unique styles? Well, let's look at the next slide. You can have the laminated brow look, which is more, they are lifted the hairs, but more pressed down. Then you can have the fluffier feathered brows, which are more lifted up, more separated, the brows. But then when you get to the soap brows, which is the one that I had done on my brows, it's more of it's an intense fluffy look. And when they call it soap brows, very soapy, very, I wouldn't say unruly, because with the lash lift, you're trying to set unruly brows into place so that you can give them definition. But with the soapy brows, I found because my brows are thinning out as I get older, it created that luscious, nice thick look. So you can achieve these 3 trends, these 3 brow styles with the one solution, with the setting solution and the neutralizer. So that's awesome as well too, okay? So let's go now to so here's just showing for a little bit of a marketing images that you could use of using our lash lift kit, our new kits with our new models on there, and what you need to do this, sorry, not lash, brow lift. What you need to do a brow lift is this kit along with your saline solution. So same process as we would do with your eyelash lift, you still need the saline solution. Your eye makeup remover, your colors that you're going to use on the brows, and your new artist palettes, which are amazing, that fit on your hand, no dripping. You can move your hands around and use them more with this artist palette sticking onto your hand. The brushes that have a spoolie at the end, which is amazing to use to brush through the treatment. And then your new iPads. The new iPads have a treatment, have a eye treatment in them already. So using those iPads underneath their on their eyes, you can, while you're doing the brow lift, you can actually be giving them an eyelash treatment. I mean, eye treatment as well. So use those new ones that have come out. So this is all you would need to be able to do our a brow lift. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so do you want to, let's watch it again. I'm going to put the video again just so you can watch step 1 and 2, and then we'll explain it. Okay. It's good music. Okay, so for step number 1, as you can see, you have to practice your prep. Okay, so you had to do your non-oily eye makeup remover, and even if they came in without anything filled into their brow, we have natural oils that we deal with the pollution, anything, you know, it can still contaminate the brow area. So you want to use our non-oily micellar eye makeup remover, and then your second step would be your saline solution to do any degreasing and also to remove whatever was left from the eye makeup remover. You want that clean canvas to be there so that solution adhering to the hairs works properly, okay, and penetrates. And then after that, they use the rubber spoolie, which is at the end of your brush, the other side of your brush. Then they use that, and they thoroughly comb through the hair so that they can individualize the hair before that they into the desired shape that they wanted before they put the solution on. Okay, so that was step 1 and 2. Sorry, here we said. Oh, okay, so let's go to step number. You have to hit play for that one. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So let's play that again one more time so you can just see it. Perfect. So this is step 3. So begin applying the lash perm solution. So you're going to put your pea size amount, which will vary to the amount of hairs that you're dealing with. You're going to start at the root of the brows and apply in the same direction as when you brush the brow, so upwards. Okay, so you're going to apply that. Then you're going to make sure that try to avoid applying it on the skin because you will feel a little bit of a sensitivity. If it touches the skin, just wipe it off with a Q-tip. People have asked, can we use like protection cream around the brow area? I would suggest not to, because it's so close to the hair and because you're brushing up the hairs so that the brows can stick up more straight. You're going to start pooling in some of that protection cream into the setting solution, and it's going to affect the results, and it's going to be almost like a blockage, right? So I would say just be clean when you're applying the lash perm solution, and if you do touch the skin, which you do, I touch it too, and if you feel sensitivity, just right away take a Q-tip and wipe it off, okay? And that eases off any sensitivities. But with everything we do, just as I did mention this before as a first step, is if this is their first time doing a brow lamination, you need to be doing a patch test with the solutions, because now the solution is touching more skin. Before, when we were doing a lash lift, it was touching only lashes, right? The barrier of the pad was covering the skin, which you did have to test the glue, but you still have to test the solutions. But now the product is touching more skin. So please do a patch test. You don't want to uncover that somebody had a severe reaction after the treatment. You want to catch that in the onset. And the patch tests are 48 hours. So you're not doing it in the same seating. Okay, so remember that. So after you've put on the solution, then you're going to clean it with a dry Q-tip. Now, during that 7 to 8 minutes that I leave the solution on there, I personally, this is how I did it, I went back and took my spoolie and just brushed. I have very, very coarse and unruly brows, and I didn't want to use the laminate, the saran wrap. So I went back with my spoolie and put a little bit of solution that I had and brushed in. So at the same time, I'm applying more solution and brushing the brows up so I can get better saturation of that solution. So I went in a couple of times during the service and did that. It's not a must, it's just how I felt it was shaping my brows, how I wanted them, okay? And then after, you're going to remove it with a dry cotton swab. Do not incorporate any water or anything like that, a dry cotton swab. And then if you decide to use the plastic wrap, you place them all over the entire brow, and then you leave the lash perm solution for 5 minutes. But here's the video to show as well with the saran wrap. Natasha, we can play the little square one on the bottom. I'm just going to show it's really easy how to place the saran wrap. Okay, here it is. No more?
No things.
Okay. Okay, Natasha, keep on replaying.
Is it replaying?
Yeah. Sorry guys, I just replayed again. So you can see how easy it was to use the saran wrap. I know some people say it accelerates the process of the solution to go faster. So then you'll leave the processing time less. I would use it to keep the brows sticking in the position I want them to stick, especially if I'm using unruly, I'm working on unruly brows. Okay, so after you've removed it with a dry cotton swab, this is the rest of the steps. Yeah, let's play it again, just so you guys can see. Oh, it's slow motions. Why did I do that? Okay, so if anybody's having trouble with the videos, just let us know. But these videos are also accessible on the website and on Instagram. But so after you remove with the dry Q-tip the lash perm, you're gonna go again with the neutralizer. But what I do is I would go back before I put the neutralizer. I would comb the hairs and correct each of the hairs into the place that I want them to stick up. Because now when you're going to apply the neutralizer, you're actually going to be forming now the shape to the brows to stick that way. So taking that time with the comb to separate them and brush them upwards into the position that you want them to be before you apply the neutralizer. Okay, so when you apply the neutralizer, you're going to leave it on for 5 minutes. And then after, when you're going to remove the neutralizer, you're going to remove, this time now you can remove with a dry cotton pad, and you can clean the brow area thoroughly. And if you want, you can use your saline solution to just completely remove whatever residue is left on there. And then you're going to tint. Always encourage, just like we talk about lash lifting, we say tint the lashes after you do a lash lift, because it emphasizes that look even more. So if you were to tint the brows after a brow lift, you're going to emphasize the look of that brow lift even more, right? So tint them on, leave it on for about 3 minutes, as it is the brow area, so a little bit more thicker, lots more hair. Usually we say 2 minutes for the lashes, but leave it on for 3 minutes, and then you can remove the tint. And then after you remove the tint, you can brush the brows back into the shape that you want them to be, because most of the time you'll have to do a little bit of a shaping because some hairs will be sticking out a little bit more than the other areas. So that's where you take your little precision scissors or little scissors to just trim away those excessive hairs that are sticking out in the sticking out in the wrong length. And then after that, if you want to do a shaping of the waxing, I don't know if everybody knows about our brow styling strips. You can use those to give a shape to the brows. And then the brows are complete. Very, very, very simple step to do this brow lift, because as opposed to the lash lift, you're avoiding using the glues, you avoid using the silicone pads. So your steps are way less and quicker flow, okay? So that was the steps. Now we go to the results. So you can see the befores and afters, because this is what shows you, seeing befores and afters, how dramatic the look is, okay? Her brows look fuller. It looks like she's been using growth serums on her brow to create, to get the fullness back, right? Castor oils or any other growth serums, and her brows look, just from a brow lift, her brows look totally different, okay? Not even microblading was needed. So beautiful, bold brows. So tip for after, when you're done doing the brow lift, as we do the lash lift, we always put the styling gel afterwards, because it conditions the hairs. It seals in the treatment as well, especially since you tinted. You want that tint to stay on the brows for a good period of time. So it's very good to use this as a finishing, okay, as an aftercare treatment. This can be sold as well as a retail. So as a professional, when you're doing this onto your, you should have this in your studio or on
Keep talking.
Yeah, okay, hello. Testing, can everybody hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, so did we miss parts of the presentation?
I think just talk again about the
styling gel?
Yeah, just give me.
So is everybody okay after, did everybody see the results, the end of the slide of the befores and after of what the brows look when they have been lifted? Okay, 1 second, just give us a minute.
Styling gel.
So from the styling gel?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Give me a second.
Okay, give us 1 minute to get the
this one, right?
The slide up.
Styling gel. I said everything up to a styling gel.
Okay. So I'm with everybody. I'm assuming everybody at the same situation, that it was the styling gel that I think it got shut off for some people. So as I was mentioning, for the styling gel, as you would use this for your lashes, when we teach to do the lash lift, we tell people to end the service with the styling gel, because it seals in the treatment, it conditions and hydrates the hair because there was a processing done. Also, it becomes an aftercare treatment for the customer to take home and continue to use, just to help that service to last long, and also help the lashes and the brows to stay conditioned. So why not use this as well for on the brows? So after you're done your brow lift and tint, end it with using the styling gel to hydrate, to condition, and then it can be sold to them to use it. The nice thing about the styling gel too, because it helps the brows be put into place. I use this in the morning when I've done a brow lift. I actually use a styling gel to lift, like to keep my brows up and in shape, right? Because when you fall asleep too, and if you face plant like I do, my brows go all over the place. So you still have to brush them up so the brow lift can take form again. But I use the styling gel just to keep it intact into place, because if I go to the gym or if I go work out or anything like that, I want the brows to stay in place. Okay, so that was for your styling gel. Now, if we go to the eye care pads, these are the ones that I was talking about that are new now with vitamin E and hyaluron. So these ones will help to smooth out the skin. So why not put these, enhance your service, make the service apart differently from anybody else that's doing a brow lift. Give them an eye treatment as well. So as you're doing the 13 minutes of the solutions and then tinting afterwards, their eyes can be getting this treatment with these eye care pads. They're single use. So after they've been placed onto they stick onto the eyes, underneath the eyes there, and the treatment penetrates into the skin, and then after it's one-time use, so you throw it away. But you can use it even when doing a tint, a lash lift, give them that enhanced service and smooth out their skin. Okay. Next slide, we're going to talk about how does the salon benefit from the brow lift. So with the new brow lamination by Reflectisil trend service, brows are perfectly defined and set into the desired position for a lasting finish. A brow lift is the perfect way to get especially disruptive and stubborn eyebrow hairs into tip-top shape.
Go back a slide.
Oh, sorry, I think we're having some more difficulties again. I'm sorry about that.
Slide is out of sync.
Someone's saying slide is out of sync. Abby,
talk about this one?
how does the salon benefit? That's where I am now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good?
Yeah.
We're good? Okay. Okay, sorry. So, and it can also cover any gaps and give that magic effect of full, dense eyebrows. So this is the benefit to the salon to be offering this service, and how they're going to market this service, and how they're going to say what this service is doing to their clients' brows. So this new service can be expanded to include Reflectisil eyelash lift kits or Reflectisil eyelash curl kits for a practical 2-in-1 treatment. Generate valuable extra revenue with this new trend service and use the opportunity to increase your customer loyalty with this new service. Okay, so next slide, benefits for your customers. So laminating brows has an immediate effect on the density and shape of the eyebrows. Fuller looking and denser eyebrows the natural way. So by permanently shaping the hairs, gaps can be perfectly filled without painful treatments such as microblading or permanent makeup, and especially suitable for bushy, stubborn hair. So we do have, it fits for all types of hairs. It can fit for the ones that have a lot of brows but they're very unruly and they want to set them and fix them into place, or it can be very good for thinning brows. Like myself, my brows are thinning. My brows thin, so I use this to create that thick volume look again with them. So this will benefit all types of your customers, even just to reshape the brow to a different type of shape, as we mentioned at the beginning, the 3 different types, the soapy look, the laminated look, even that. So that's why it's versatile for all hair types. The next slide, reason to believe. So Reflectisil is a long-standing brand. We know it's 70 years, been around with decades of expertise in brow and lash styling services, making it a market leader in this sector. So Reflectisil has recognized the brow lamination trend and found a solution that's as simple as it is efficient. So the components are your lash perm and your neutralizer, and they're found in the eyelash lift kit and the eyelash curl kit. and can be used to lift and define the brows to achieve unique, perfect results. Okay, so reason to believe into Reflectosil. Now, this is where I mentioned that if you stayed through the presentation and you stayed to fill in the feedback form, you are entered into a draw. So once you've completed that feedback form, you're automatically entered into the draw, and the draw is obviously a brow lift kit, which is dual for lashes as well. And we also have the next webinar set. So it's Thursday, April 9th at 12 p.m. and we'll be sending out, creating the link, but you could also register it for this webinar at reflectosileducation.com. And it's going to be a Q&A with myself. I want to know what everybody's out there thinking. I want to know about Reflectosil, what they think about it. What do they think about the brow lamination? Have they tried it? The lash lift, the sensitive tints, anything we want to talk about. And I want to be able to answer. I want to get to know you as a professional, a brow expert, my browist does. I want to be able to answer any questions, concerns that we have. And now we have the opportunity to be able to do this. Okay, so mark that date. Go register at reflectosileducation.com, but we'll send you as well the link. And I believe the next slide, before we put on the webinar, the next slide is to thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I know we couldn't do a live actual treatment. I'm hoping, I'm going to be recording some of these videos of actually doing one in a salon setting and be able to upload it for your the Reflectosil Education for your review. But because of the whole social distancing, we had to avoid doing a model just to keep it to what the government is issuing out with the social distancing, okay? But please like Reflectosil North America. Please review us on the Facebook, on our Facebook page at Reflectosil North America. Please follow us at Reflectosil North America on our Instagram, and please visit our wonderful educational website at reflectosileducation.com. And if you need any educational assistance, please email myself at our email, which is reflectosil.education@cbungroup.com, so I can answer any of your concerns in the meantime between our webinars and ongoing. Okay, so now Natasha's going to upload the feedback form. Please, please, please take that opportunity to fill it out, because it also gives me the insight I need to know for next webinars, how to improve myself, how to improve the presentations, to know what you are thinking as well. And then you also get to win a lash and brow lift kit. So please take this time now to fill it. And I can also answer questions. Sorry?
The questions.
The questions that have an asterisk on them, that are marked with a red asterisk, you need to answer those. They're mandatory to answer, okay? But in the meantime, while you're filling that feedback sheet, please be filling it. I can answer questions. Sorry, because I know there's going to be some questions. There's a lot. That's a lot of questions.
So you start from here, and then you go
scroll up. Okay.
Scroll down.
Okay. So, Erica, let's start answering these questions. I went to a perming training for brow lamination, and on 2 occasions now, the product has caused chemical burns to the skin. I do not leave it longer than the maximum time. Does this happen with this brand? So, to answer your question, because of the lash perm solution can be sensitive on the skin, we want to avoid leaving it onto the skin. So what you'd have to do is just wipe it off. Be precise on how you're applying the solution. I've had it touch my skin and I felt sensitivity. I wiped it off right away. Now, in order for you to see if somebody's going to have a chemical burn, that means that they're severely allergic to the lash perm solution. You would need to be doing a patch test. Mandatory to do this patch test on behind their ear or on their forearm, because you want to, if it's going deeper than just an irritation, they can be allergic to the solution. So you need to find that out before you apply it onto the brow. Never go past the timing. Once again, the brows are a little bit of a sensitive area. You don't want to be leaving it longer than the recommended time that the manufacturer has recommended. That's why sometimes I found with myself too, after my brows have been formed, the solution, when I do this the next time, after a couple of weeks, I do less time. It catches my brows and it forms them. Even if I just do, instead of doing 8 minutes, and I do 5 minutes, of the lash cream solution, it still catches them, okay? So sorry, I'm looking at the wrong area for the camera. Can we get certified for this? So for the webinar today, there's no certification, but we do offer classes. We're going to try and figure out how we can also do some online maybe education as well with certification. But if you email me at the rebeccasil.education@CBON Group and let me know where you're located, we can figure out if there's any local distributors there that are offering these classes that can offer the certificate too. So please email me that and let me know. Beauty offers the course and certification. I didn't see anything about a certification. No certification for this. I'm just trying to see. So the plastic wrap cuts down time because it creates that heat and better penetration because you're isolating it. I did say 5 minutes if you want to use it, but also the saran wrap is to keep the hairs in place. You know how you use a silicone pad for your lashes and then you glue them down so they can stay in place on that bump? It's kind of the sense you would use a saran wrap as well. Okay, so, that was a question for Megan. Where do you suggest the patch test? So Adriana, we did suggest the patch test to be done either on the forearm, the inner forearm, or behind the ear. Behind the ear area is a little bit more sensitive area, so you can get a quicker reaction if they are really sensitive. But remember, the patch tests are done 48 hours. You bring in that client 2 days before your treatment or a couple of days before your treatment, and you go through the consultation form with them. You go through the questions you want to ask them about what do they want to achieve on their brows today, on their next booking, and then you do the patch test, and you send them home, and then you in 48 hours, you call them and you see and find out that they have a reaction. Don't do it the same seating because you will find if you burn through the skin, like somebody said they had a chemical burn, you find out then, not good. Okay, so do a patch test before. And do a patch test of both solutions, please. Okay. How long do you leave the patch test on for Wendy? Just a couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. That's it. You just put it on, wipe it off, and then put it on, give it a couple of minutes when you're doing the consultation form. When you're going through that, after you're done that, you can wipe it off. And then some people who are, if they're severely allergic, they're going to get a reaction right away. Some people can get a reaction in 24 hours and some 48. That's why it's 48 is the standard time. Okay. That's a lot of questions. I'm a stylist. Can you send it through email? There's a lot of questions that keep coming. Would plastic wrap burn the brows? Never had that issue. And also we wouldn't have given it as a recommendation if it did that, because we obviously testing has been done from the manufacturer, and I myself have done it myself. I just found that I didn't have to use the plastic wrap. I could do the same effects without it because I would continue brushing my brows in between the solution. So when the solution's in there for 8 minutes, I go back and I brush them up. I don't wait till the end. So I found that technique helped to keep forming the brows up as opposed to using the saran wrap. But I wouldn't leave it on longer anyways, as the question was mentioned before, the saran wrap. You don't want to build up that heat, and especially if you've had solutions touch on the skin and then you put the saran wrap on, please make sure you wipe that skin area before you put the saran wrap, because you're closing it, you're providing that heat. It's going to cause irritation to the skin, okay? I was told that a patch test was almost always causes a reaction as it's chemicals on the skin. Not necessarily. We do patch tests all the time, and even when I do the classes, we do patch tests, and some people don't even have a reaction whatsoever. Even 48 hours later, they don't have a reaction. It's just people's chemistry. Also, if you're taking medication, you should stay away from doing treatments like this if you are taking Accutane or doing any HP peels or stuff like that. Stay away from that until you're done, completed, and then go do the service, because these things make your skin very, very, very thin that you will have a reaction or even a burn. Okay. Sorry, I just trying to see all the question. Yes, the recording of this webinar will be put up on our reflectedsoleducation.com, and also those videos, because we had to show this step by step, and the only way to show it was having those videos, so I had to cut them up just to show, but you can watch the whole full video on our Instagram account or on our reflectedsoleducation.com website to watch the full step. But we will also be uploading this recording onto there with the presentation as well. Okay. I know, sorry, Rochelle, I couldn't take off the music off the videos. I'm so sorry, and I should have warned people that it stunts people at the beginning. But I will request and see if they can send the file without music. I didn't have the skills to remove it, so sorry about that. Am I going to demonstrate a live model? So Amy, as we had mentioned, we can't because of the social distancing and being able to follow the protocols of the government of not being in contact with people and keeping that 6 feet. No live model. I will do videos on a live model and upload it. So you can see from beginning to the end the steps, but also on a future webinar when we're all back to work, I can do a live one as well. Yes, Caitlin, Reflected Salt is an awesome tint, is the best tint. Also, can you wax before or after this process? I would not wax before, I would shape afterwards. If you wax before, your pores are open and the sensitivity of that solution will burn, okay? So shape afterwards. As you saw in the video, they use the strips, but if you're using like a hard wax that you can clean up after the brows, go ahead and do that. Do you use glue before the perm? So no glue. So Chantal, no glue is used for the brow lift. That's why people substitute using the brow, the saran wrap to hold the brows up. But no glue, no saran wrap, and I had my brows sticking up beautifully. As I mentioned, I went in and brushed them upwards during the solution, and if I felt like that some solution came off, I just went and grabbed some more solution and placed it on. But I kept on brushing maybe 3 or 4 times my brows upwards during the 8 minutes, okay? Can you have brow lift straight after henna brows? So henna brows is topical, right? It doesn't penetrate into the hair shaft. So what would happen is that the color would come off, I believe, if you were to do it after. So what would be good is to do your brow lift before and then your henna tint after, because the solutions can break down the coloring. And if it's not like the sensitive tints where you use the oxidant and you mix it and it penetrates into the hair shaft where it stays more secured into the hair, if it's more topical because it's all natural and it doesn't penetrate, it's not going to, it's going to make the color go away, okay? Let's see, how long does it last? We say a couple of weeks. For me, it lasted 3 weeks. I do have very thick and unruly brows, so for me, it lasted 3 weeks. We won't last the full 6 weeks as lashes usually do, 4 to 6 weeks, because brows are more to the surface. There's less form done to them without a silicone pad, and more stuff are done to our brows. More aggressive washing are done to our brows as well, so more exposed to the environment, so they won't last as long. Okay. The vitamin E is in the, I don't have the exact ingredients with me, but there is no keratin in the styling gel for Annette. These are questions done before. Froze. Sorry. Let's see if there's any more questions. This is when we lost everybody and we froze. Frozen, can't hear me. Sorry. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any more questions. There's more? Okay, Natasha's telling me there's a lot more questions. There is a lot more people in this webinar than our last one. Yes, okay. Woo, guys, I'm loving this though. That's good. attendance. Styling gel. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just still scrolling because everybody was so nice and interactive and sending in their feedback. So our treatment does not contain keratin. It has cysteine and collagen. So cysteine are like amino acids, so they can provide moisture and hydration to the hair, and then collagen, the natural protein in our substance in our body that helps with the hair growth. So no keratin. I know there's other treatments that have keratin inside there. Yes, there is a step-by-step printout, and if you email me to the email that I provided at the end, I will provide everything for you. So please make sure after this webinar you email myself with that new email that Natasha is going to be posting. But it's the refectisol.education@cb1group.com. So please use that email to come in contact with myself, and I can send you whatever it is that you need. So Annette, how long the client cannot wash. So with our Refectisol services, we never say that they have to wait 24 hours not to shower or use water. It's fine because we do remove with water anyways, so it's okay. But you wouldn't want to put on your brows any like makeup or any, you know, we usually say don't put mascara on the eyelashes when you do a lift for 2 to 3 hours later. So for the brows, don't put any brow fillings in them or any brow pencil in them. Once again, 2 to 3 hours later. Don't use any oils 24 hours. So if you're going to want to put some kind of growth serum that has oils in it or castor oil, wait 24 hours. Okay. Let's see what else. So pricing, people are asking me about the pricing for this. The lash lift, because it lasts much longer, it can last up to, some people have had it last 8 weeks, but you know, you got to come back sooner because your hair cycle falls out, new hair growth comes out, and it won't look in sync with the rest of the hair. Some will be lifted, some. So because it lasts a little bit longer, the price of a lash lift, and there's a little bit more steps involved with the pad and the glue, it's a little bit more. We say from 65 to 85 for a lash lift on its own, not with a tint. So when you're thinking about a brow lift, I know that the trend is in right now, so people are offering a brow lift with higher prices, but take into factor that doesn't last as long as a lash lift. You can keep the same pricings. I've checked around the market, and some people even go a little bit lower than maybe they might charge just $70 for a brow lift and a brow lift and a tint. But that depends on your market area. That depends on your demographic, what people are willing to pay. But taking into factor that it won't last as long as a lash lift, and then it won't take that much time as a lash lift to perform on the service, so less labor, less items to use as well, supplies to use as well. Okay. So you can keep it between that range as well, 65 to 85 for a brow lift, and then a tint, maybe include a tint with that. Okay. But once again, your pricings, if it seems very low, if your demographic, if you're in an area where a person's willing to pay a little bit more, because this is a demand of a service right now, people are going to want this done onto their brows. You will change up your prices. You will know what prices to offer. Okay. Wrong slide. Let's just go. So the question from Leah. So we would buy the eyelash lift kit to do the brow lift. Yes, the eyelash lift kits, either it is a curl kit or a lift kit. We have two. One is with the rollers and one is with the silicone pads. Either or that you buy, you can perform this dual service and do the brows as well, because you need the solutions and the bowls. So you can be performing with the same kit, which is better revenue back for you from that one kit, right? So Paige says, I charge $100 including tinting and waxing. That's good because you're shaping as well. So that's good. That's a good suggestion. You're including your brow lift, your brow shaping, and your brow tinting for 100 is doable, I think, in my books. That's a good price. I charge 75 Canadian without tint, 85 with tint. Yeah, so you guys are following in the price range that kind of I've mentioned when you're including tint or not including tint. So that's good. somebody had no audio. Oh, sorry. So the Andrea, the recommended range of charges, we said, we give that range of between 65 to 85. But as you can see, the prices can range depending on what you're offering after that. It goes higher if you're going to start shaping the brows and if you're going to start tinting the brows. So you get that combo pricing that that it could be a brow styling combo. You can call it brow styling, which includes your brow lift, your brow tint, and your brow shaping. And the one about the $100, I don't know if it was American or Canadian, but that was a good pricing. Okay. Yep, Irene, 95 tint and wax. Total application time. So if you're including your prep work, it's only 13 minutes of solutions. So if you're including your 1 minute you're taking to prep, your removal time and your tint, you should be able to do this under 20 minutes. Okay. Are there any videos that show reshaping? We do have the shaping video. If you're talking strictly Reflectisol, we do have the shaping video of the brow styling strips. These brow styling strips you can use to tint and shape at the same time. So as you apply it on, you saw in the video at the end, but if you go to reflectisoloeducation.com, they do have a video of strictly how to use these brow styling strips and how to create an accurate brow shape, where it should start, where the arch should be, the peak of the arch, and where the brow should end. So I love using these. I'm mobile. Works well on men as well. So you can see that video befores and afters what it looks. It's a really good video on reflectisoloeducation.com. I hope that answered your question, Oliver. You can, so Megan, my distributor sells the solution separately. Yes. If you already have the kits, you can start buying the solution open stock. Everything inside the kit is sold separately as well, because you're going to need to refill your solutions because of the brows, bigger area that you're working on. You're going to need more of the tubes to stock up on, right? Just remember as well that once you've opened your tube, mark it the day you opened it, because they expire after 2 months. So you don't want to be using a product, a solution that's been opened and that you've opened and it expired and it doesn't work, and you spent that whole treatment and it didn't work. So mark your tubes when you've opened them so that you know in 2 months you have to change up your bottling, your solutions, okay? What's the difference between the lift and the lift kit, and how much time do we have, Natasha, left?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes, okay. So a lot of these Q&A answers we can happen on the 9th. I'll be glad you guys to be asking these questions then. It's not there, the link. Yeah, the link for the, it will, by the end of today, the link will be available for you to register for the 9th so that we can be able to answer more questions, because we only have a limited time on this webinar. But you said, what's the difference between, Alicia, what's the difference between the lift kit and the curl kit? So as we mentioned, the lift kit has a silicone pads with bumps on them, with raises on them, small, medium, large. And when these are placed on and the lashes are laid onto it, this helps the lashes to shoot straight up. So just how your brows are shooting straight up after a brow lift, the lash lift is doing the same thing. So it's adding length to your lashes. The curl is it's cotton rollers. And this helps to give a shape to your lashes. So it curls them inwards, rounds them to a C curl, and it gives a shape. Especially people who have like very straight looking lashes and they want to add that desired like shape to them instead of a lift. I love doing the curls on male clientele. If there's a male clientele out there that wants to brighten up his eye area and his lashes like shoot very straight down, I try to do a tight curl. I try to use a little bit of a bigger size of a roller just to round those lashes enough to give him that nice fresh look in his eyes. Okay. Also, if it's a client that has, like myself, my lashes are very long. I don't really want to lift. I want them to be shaped. I want them to be curled. So if people have long lashes to begin with, the curl is perfect for them as well to give more of a definition of a rounded look. Okay. So the setting time, Laura, what is the setting time? So it's 8 minutes. They say 7 to 8 minutes for the lash lift solution and 5 minutes for the neutralizer. So it's the same timing that you use for your lashes. So how long will the brows last? I said a couple of weeks. I had mine last for 3 weeks. But I'm sure if you keep using like the brow styling gel, like our styling gel in between, you can make the effectiveness last a little bit longer. Where do we access the video from? Lucy, you can go to reflectisoleducation.com.
It will also be available to everybody who registered.
Yes, and then everybody who registered, this presentation will be given to them as well through email. But you can also watch on, like, we have the complete video of the brow lift on social media as well. But this presentation after our webinar is over will be sent to you through your email. Okay. So it can last up to 8 weeks. It's usually for your page, the suggestion you gave, it's usually for your lashes, that it can last up to 8 weeks. Brows has, through testing and through other people's experience, it hasn't lasted as long. If it has, awesome. Sorry, we say about a couple of weeks, okay? If anybody wants to purchase any of the items that we've mentioned, you can send me an email and we can let you know who's the closest distributor to you. You can visit also our Reflectisol website, which has a section on the map that you can put where you're located. You can see what distributors are around you. Sorry, I'm just trying to see where the questions are not repetitive. Hi, Anna. Thank you from Vienna. Best regards here from CBON team as well. Just reading that. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Wendy. Everybody's saying thank you. I was just looking through. I want to say my thank yous too. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you to everyone who attended. I know a lot of people are asking for the certificate, but this was just a webinar to get people to know that Reflectisol does have the brow lift. They can launch the services at their salon, right? If you're looking for actual classes, as soon as this non-essential business, we're back to normal, that we can all go back to work, distributors can open up again and have clients, and we're going to be holding classes. We'll look through for online classes too, because I don't know how long this businesses being closed down will last for. So we'll try and see if we can do some kind of online with certification. We'll keep you posted. Discount deal, there is no discount deal from here, but I don't know if distributors are offering any discounts when they do bring in the product. For Samantha, the only difference between the curl and the lift kit is the rollers and the shields. Yes, but all the perm solution is the same, the neutralizer are the same, and the lift and the curl, but how you're applying it, the direction of where you're applying it on the hair is different from the lift and the curl, because it creates a different desired shape. So I don't know if you've ever watched our lash lift webinars on reflectisoleducation.com, but for the lift, where you place solution is very close to the waterline, because you want the lashes to shoot straight up. With the curl, you're only placing the solution in the center of the roller. So I advise, if watch the webinar, we have a webinar on there that we did on the lash lift to see. But this could be something that we can do as a webinar of our question and answers to answer these questions, or even doing a webinar that differentiates the difference between a lift and a curl, and actually showing befores and afters and stuff like that. So your feedback on this feedback form that you're filling out is going to help me a lot. And even when you email me with suggestions, that's going to help me as well to know what can be our next webinar. Because in April, I want to be able to host a lot of these webinars. But the first one I want to do is a question and answer on April 9th, because I want to get to know you, my fellow broistas, and to see what your feedbacks, what are you seeing with Reflectisol, any concerns, anything what we can do, we can change, we can help, so this is me getting to know you instead of you getting to know me, okay? So, yes, Gulzar, sorry if I say the name wrong. Please create much more webinars for educational purposes and enhance our knowledge. Will do. This is great feedback. Thank you so much. So everybody is asking for the discount deal. I know there's a lot of these questions. Please seek it out with distributor to see what promotions they're offering. Consent forms, yes, Angela, please call me. Sorry, not please call me. Please email me. I can send you what you need for consent form. I can send you information for the aftercare. The aftercare is your styling gel, but after 24 hours, we have a castor oil that can be used.
Is not accepting emails. The one that you provided, Reflectors Without Education.
Why? Who said that?
Someone.
Okay, so apparently the email is not allowing questions. Let me just see. Give me 1 second. I just want to see. I have questions. I have inbox. Yeah, they're coming through. So whoever's having an issue with is everybody, because I just checked in and I got 39 messages from today. Sorry, I'm gonna have a lot of reading on my self-isolation. But keep sending them through here. They keep on going. Now I have 45 emails, so keep sending them. If maybe refresh your email if it didn't go through for the person that didn't go through. I think we only have a minute or two left. Wendy, thank you. Can't wait to see you. If you come back to Toronto, hit me up. I would love to see you. Thank you for your feedback. So any other questions, because there is a lot of questions that are coming through, please email them. I'm going to spend this whole week responding back to everybody. We did have a lot present in this webinar. So I want to be able to assist everybody. So email me and I'll get any paperwork you need, any consent forms I can send you, patch us information, protocol steps. Please let me know, okay? So, and fill out that feedback form, because once again, you are being entered into a draw automatically, and we'll announce the winner. And we'll decide when we'll announce the winner. I'll have to look at all the feedback forms and get all the get them all completed. Okay. So once again, thank you so much for being here, for watching the webinar with me, being live, and also just be safe, stay healthy. We'll get through this. As an industry, we'll work together. We'll stay unified, and I'll be providing these webinars as often as I can to help educate, and so that when we come back to work, we come full force with Reflectacil, and we can offer all these, even at the salons, you can offer these services when we get back to work and soon enough, okay? So once again, thank you, stay safe, and until the next webinar. Thank you.